Deep in the heart of Africa, where the forest breathes with life and danger lurks in the shadows, a tragic scene began to unfold one quiet morning. The early rays of the sun filtered through the thick canopy, painting golden streaks on the forest floor. Birds sang from afar, unaware that only a few meters away, nature's balance was being violently disturbed. A young lion, barely 2 years old, had fallen victim to one of the jungle's most powerful predators, a giant python snake. The lion had wandered away from his pride, curious and carefree, exploring the lush forest. He was full of energy, unaware that a silent hunter watched from beneath the bushes. The enormous python, thick as a tree trunk and longer than a car, waited patiently. When the moment was right, it struck with lightning speed. Within seconds, its muscular coils wrapped around the lion's body, trapping him in a deadly embrace. The young lion roared in pain and terror, clawing and struggling, but the python's grip only grew tighter. Miles away, a wildlife rescue team was monitoring animal activity in the area. They were trained to protect and save wild animals from danger, but they had never encountered something like this before. When they heard the lion's desperate roar echo through the jungle, they knew immediately that something was terribly wrong. Without wasting a second, the team grabbed their rescue equipment and ran toward the sound, pushing through thick vines and thorny bushes. Every second mattered. They knew that once a python began to constrict its prey, death followed quickly. When the team reached the clearing, the scene before them was horrifying. The young lion was on the ground, his eyes wide with panic, as the massive python coiled tighter and tighter around his chest and neck. The rescuers could see the life fading from the lion's eyes. They didn't have time to think. One member quickly moved to distract the python, shouting and waving to get its attention, while 2 others used long metal rods to carefully pry open the snake's powerful coils. It was a dangerous and delicate task. One wrong move could cost both the lion and the rescuers their lives. The python hissed violently, tightening its grip even more, trying to crush anything that moved. The rescuers fought back with courage and focus. Sweat poured down their faces as they struggled against the immense strength of the reptile. The lion's breathing was shallow, his body weakening by the second. Yet, the team refused to give up. With teamwork, coordination, and incredible bravery, they managed to loosen the coils one by one. Slowly, the lion began to breathe again. The tension in the air was unbearable as the rescuers finally freed the lion's torso from the snake's crushing hold. The python, realizing it was losing control, tried to slither away, but one of the rescuers quickly pulled it back with a hook to prevent another attack. Within moments, the young lion staggered to his feet, trembling and gasping for air. The python was captured and released deep into the jungle, far from any animal paths. The team immediately checked the lion's condition. He was bruised, exhausted, and frightened, but miraculously alive. His heartbeat was slow but steady. The rescuers poured water on his face, and after a few minutes, he began to regain strength. Then something incredible happened. The lion looked directly at the rescuers. His eyes, once filled with fear, now reflected gratitude and trust. It was a silent moment of connection, pure and powerful. The rescuers stood still, watching as the young lion slowly walked back into the forest, free once again. The sound of his footsteps faded into the distance, but the moment stayed etched in their hearts forever. Later, the footage of the rescue spread across the world, touching millions of hearts. People were amazed by the bravery and compassion of the rescue team. It was more than just a rescue mission, it was a story of courage, empathy, and respect for life. The team had risked everything to save a creature that could never thank them in words, yet their actions spoke louder than any language. This powerful rescue reminds us that humanity and nature are deeply connected. Every living being, no matter how wild or fierce, deserves a chance to live. The lion's survival became a symbol of hope, proving that kindness can exist even in the most dangerous corners of the wild. The brave rescuers showed the world that true heroism lies not in strength or fame, but in compassion, the courage to act when life itself hangs in the balance.